You've had your dog for years. You feed them. You walk them. You let them curl up next to you on the couch. But what if I told you that there are 7 things your dog is quietly desperate for? Things that most owners have never once given them. Not because they don't care, because nobody ever told them what those things actually are. And here's the part that should stop you cold. The longer those needs go unmet, the more your dog learns to stop asking. They don't become difficult. They become quiet. And a quiet dog whose needs were never understood, that's not a calm dog. That's a dog that gave up hoping you'd figure it out. Stay with me, because by the time we get to number 7, you're going to understand your dog in a way that most owners never do. Not even close. Every single one of these is free. Every single one takes minutes, not hours. And every single one of them, the moment you start doing it, your dog is going to feel the difference before you even finish. Pay attention, because number 4 is the one that changes everything. And almost nobody does it. Let's start. 1. Think about the last time you petted your dog. Where did your hands go? The top of the head, right? Maybe down the back. A quick scratch behind the ear, and you moved on. It felt like affection. It looked like affection. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For most dogs, that kind of petting is just something they tolerate. And tolerating is not the same as loving. There's a massive difference between a dog that sits still while you pet them and a dog that genuinely melts under your touch. And if you have never felt that second one, you might not even know what you are missing. Here is what the science actually tells us. Dogs have specific zones on their bodies where gentle touch activates the deepest relaxation response. The base of the ears, the chest just below the collarbone, the sides of the neck, the area right at the base of the tail. These are not random. These are spots connected to pressure-sensitive nerve clusters that, when stimulated slowly and gently, trigger a parasympathetic response. Your dog's nervous system physically shifts into a state of calm, safety, and connection. A study published in the journal Physiology and Behavior found that when dogs were stroked in these specific zones, their cortisol dropped measurably. Their heart rate slowed. They leaned in. They stayed. Now compare that to the top of the head, actually one of the least preferred spots for most dogs. Most dogs instinctively duck away from a hand coming straight down at their head. And yet, that is the first thing almost every person does when they meet a dog. So here's what I want you to try tonight. Sit with your dog. Start at the neck. Use slow, circular pressure. Watch what happens around their eyes, their shoulders, their breathing. You will know within 30 seconds whether you found it. Because when you hit the right spot with the right pressure, something happens in their face that you cannot miss. The eyes go soft, the jaw loosens, the whole body settles. That is not just a nice moment. That is oxytocin, the same bonding hormone released during deep human emotional connection. You're not just petting them. You are building a biological bridge between the two of you that goes deeper than anything a treat or a toy could ever create. Keep watching, because number 4 is the one that most people never see coming. 2. Let me ask you something. When was the last time your dog got to just stop and smell something for as long as they wanted? Not 2 seconds before you tug the leash. Actually stop, nose down, taking it all in for as long as they needed. If you can't remember, then you might be making one of the most common and most damaging mistakes in dog ownership without even knowing it. Here is what most people think a walk is for. Exercise. Get the dog moving, burn some energy, get back home in 20 minutes. But for a dog, a walk is not primarily a physical experience. It is a mental one. Your dog's nose contains roughly 300 million olfactory receptors. Yours has about 6 million. The part of a dog's brain devoted to analyzing smell is proportionally 40 times larger than yours. When your dog stops at a fire hydrant or a patch of grass and starts sniffing, they're not wasting time. They are reading which animals passed through, how recently, their emotional state, their health, their territory. It is the equivalent of you sitting down to read the morning newspaper. When you rush them through that, when you drag them past every interesting thing on the street, you are cutting off their primary way of experiencing the world. And you're doing it multiple times a day, every single day. A study out of the University of Bristol found that dogs given more opportunities for olfactory exploration during walks showed significantly lower stress behaviors at home. Restlessness, excessive barking, destructive chewing, gone. Not because of more distance, because of the sniffing. So here is the shift. Once or twice a week, go on what's called a decompression walk. Let your dog lead. Let them stop wherever they want for as long as they want. No agenda, no route, no timeline. Loose leash, low pressure. What you will notice afterward will surprise you. A dog that was restless and overstimulated comes home calm, centered, and ready to settle. Not because they're exhausted, because they're fulfilled. There is a difference. And once you feel that difference, you will never go back. 3. Have you ever called your dog's name and watched them completely ignore you? Not because they didn't hear you, not because they're being stubborn, because the way you said it meant absolutely nothing to them in that moment. Most people assume their dog understands language the way we do, but that is not how a dog's brain works at all. Researchers at Yavuz University in Hungary used brain imaging on dogs while they listened to their owners speak. What they found was extraordinary. Dogs process not just the tone of your voice, but the actual words. And they use different hemispheres of the brain to do it. The right hemisphere processes emotional tone. The left processes meaning. And here is the critical part. A genuine sense of reward and connection only activates when both the words and the tone match. Praise words said in a flat tone, nothing. Neutral words said in an enthusiastic tone, nothing. Praise words said with genuine warmth. That lit up the reward center of the dog's brain like nothing else. So when you say good boy in a rushed, distracted, monotone voice while scrolling on your phone, your dog's brain is getting a mixed signal. The word says one thing, the tone says another. The result is confusion, or worse, complete disengagement. The fix is not about talking more. It is about being present when you do talk. Short phrases, genuine warmth, eye contact, a tone that actually reflects what you feel. Think about the difference between someone texting you sounds great with zero enthusiasm versus someone looking you in the eyes and saying the same thing with a real smile. You feel the difference instantly. Your dog does too, except they are even more sensitive to it than you are. This is completely free. It takes no extra time, and most dog owners never even think to do it. 4. Quick question. When was the last time your dog had to work for their food? Not a complicated trick, not a long training session, just something, anything, that made them use their brain, their nose, or their body to earn what they ate. If the answer is never, or I can't remember, you might be missing one of the simplest and most powerful tools available to you as a dog owner. Here is the reality. Dogs evolved as working animals. Every breed you can think of, retrievers, hounds, herding dogs, terriers, was developed alongside humans to perform specific tasks. To hunt, to track, to herd, to guard. Their brains are literally wired for problem solving in a way that a bowl of food sitting on the floor does absolutely nothing to satisfy. When a dog eats out of a standard bowl, the meal is over in about 45 seconds. There is no challenge, no engagement, no sense of having done something to earn it. A study published in Applied Animal Cognition found that dogs showed markedly higher levels of positive emotional indicators. Relaxed body posture, enthusiastic engagement, post-meal calmness, when they had to work to access their food compared to when it was simply provided. The dogs that used puzzle feeders or had their kibble scattered in the grass weren't just more tired. They were more satisfied, emotionally, deeply. And here is the part that most people never realize. When you're the one presenting that challenge, when you're the person who hides the treat, sets up the puzzle, scatters the food in the garden, and sends your dog to find it, you become part of the satisfaction. Your dog doesn't just associate the food with hunger being resolved. They associate you with the best feeling in their day. You don't need to buy anything to start. Tonight, scatter their kibble across the grass. Roll some inside a towel. Hide a handful in 3 rooms and let them find it. Do it once and watch how your dog looks at you after. That is not just a satisfied dog. That is a dog that trusts you at a primal level. And now, the final 3. starting with the one I promised you. The one that is so simple, almost doesn't sound real. Stay with me. 5, 6, 7. The final 3. 5 is the one I promised you. I want you to try something the next time you're home with your dog. Not right after a walk. Not during playtime. Not when they're jumping for your attention. Just a random, quiet moment in the day. Get up from the couch. Set your phone down and sit on the floor. No calling them over. No holding out a treat. No reaching for them. Just sit there. This sounds almost too simple to matter. But what happens next, if you give it enough time, will tell you more about your relationship with your dog than almost anything else. Think about what your dog experiences every single day from a physical standpoint. You are enormous. Every person in their life is enormous. When you walk through the house, you walk above them. When you reach down to touch them, your hand comes from above. In an animal body language, presence from above means dominance, pressure, control. Your dog accepts all of that because they love you, but they never, not once, get to experience you as an equal. A presence simply there at the same height in the same space with nothing being asked of them. When you sit on the floor and wait, something quiet shifts in the room. Your dog will notice. Maybe they glance over from across the room. Maybe they stand up and look at you differently. And then if you stay still and stay calm, you will see it. They will start to drift toward you. Not bounding over, not demanding attention, just slowly, deliberately, moving into your space. They might put their chin on your knee. They might just lie down facing you. That movement, that choice to come to you without being called, without food, without any external reward, is one of the most honest things a dog can do. Research in canine ethology consistently shows that dogs who experience regular low pressure, non-demanding proximity with their owners display stronger secure attachment, lower baseline anxiety, greater confidence in new situations, and more resilient stress responses. Not because of training, not because of exercise, because of simple, quiet presence shared between two beings who trust each other. 6. Give them a choice, even a small one. Which toy first? Which direction on the walk? Where to sit when you settle down together? Dogs have almost no control over their lives. Giving them even tiny choices measurably reduces anxiety and builds confidence. Because it tells their nervous system, your opinion matters here. You're not just being managed. 7. When they are sleeping, let them sleep. Dogs need 12 to 14 hours of sleep per day for optimal emotional regulation. Most dogs are regularly disrupted during their rest without anyone thinking twice about it. The 7th thing is the simplest thing on this entire list. When your dog is sleeping, leave them alone. Guard their rest the way they guard yours. Now think about all 7 of these together. Touch them where it actually matters. Let their nose do its job. Talk to them like they're listening because they are. Make them work for it. Sit on the floor. Give them a choice. And protect their rest. None of these cost money. None of them take more than a few minutes. But together they create something that most dog owners spend years chasing without ever knowing what it's called. They call a bond. But what it really is trust. And your dog has been ready to give it to you since the very first day they looked up at you. That is the thing that is easy to miss. It is not that your dog is waiting for you to become a different person. They're not waiting for expensive equipment or a training course or a lifestyle change. They are waiting for you to meet them halfway, in the places that actually matter to them, with the presence they have been asking for this whole time. The dogs that never get these 7 things, they do not become difficult. They become quiet. They learn to stop asking. And that is the version of your dog you never want to see. Because that is a dog that loved you completely and decided that asking wasn't worth it anymore. You're not that owner. You're the one watching this right now. So start tonight. Not all 7 at once. Just one. Sit on the floor. Start at their neck instead of the top of their head. Scatter the kibble in the grass. Talk to them on the way home from the park with the warmth you actually feel. Pick one. Do it tonight. And watch what happens in their face. That is trust building in real time. And it was available to you all along. Think about all 7 of these together. The right touch in the right places. Walks that feed their mind, not just their body. A voice that actually speaks their language. Food that makes you the source of deep satisfaction. presence on the floor that needs nothing in return, the dignity of choice, and the rest they were always supposed to have. None of these cost money. None of them take more than a few minutes. But together they create something most dog owners spend years trying to find without ever knowing what they were looking for. They call it a bond. But what it really is trust. And the part that should stay with you after this video is over. Your dog has been ready to give you that trust since the very first day they looked up at you. They were ready on day one. The only question that has ever mattered is whether you were ready to meet them where they actually live. In the right touch, the slow walk, the warm voice, the hunt in the grass, the floor, the choice, the protected sleep. That is where your dog lives. That is where the trust is built. Go be there. If this changed how you see your dog, share it with someone who loves their dog the way you do. And subscribe to Dr. Buddy for more of this. Because understanding your dog is the greatest thing you can ever do for them.